What's up, guys? It's Cred. Today I'm going to be going over a little comparison between this Kiwara 251 and my Kiwara KA-800G. So originally I made this whole project here that I have pulled up. I produced the beat. I found this really cool sample. I'll go ahead and play it real quick. Anyways, I heard that. I thought of this Kid Laroi like style vocal would be super cool on it. So I had this mic here just like this. I'm not a stander-upper. I record myself. I produce myself. I mix myself. I do it all right here. I had this mic already turned on. I had this mic right here. I didn't want to go through the process of losing that inspiration. And so I just straight up went for it. I recorded, I wrote. And so that's what I wanted to show. So it is 2 takes, it is 2 performances, but I did originally record with this 251. So I wanted to break down or at least show the differences between, or what I think of the 251 versus the 800 on this track, because I ended up picking the 800 for this track in the end. So I wanted your thoughts. What do you like most? Why? What are your perceptions of it? And so I wanted to show you the simple processing I have on it as well. So for the 251, I will play first. Again, it's the first recording I did. The 800, I just kept the emphasizers of the 251. Just I am focused on the main vocals. Here is what was re-recorded. So to start off, is the 251. Now, if I were to pick a sound profile between these two, I feel like the 251 seems a little bit less open on the top end. And then as far as the low end, I just feel like it's just a teeny bit different, to where almost I feel like, I don't know, maybe you're it's the front seat of the car or the back seat of the car. And I feel like the 800, it just kind of sits back, it relaxes, and it's just like it's there. It's on the track. It's within. And the 251 is very hey, it's me. I'm driving it. And so neither are bad. And again, I want your comments. I want you to say, hey, I like this about this, or I would pick the 800. I would pick the 251. It's a flavor thing. What flavor do you want? So without further ado, let's check it out, and I'll stop rambling. So here is the 251.
You set the stage, you was onto something. Soon as I lock eyes with you, I see the ocean view, I knew I was onto something. I got the foreign whip, I need you in as soon as you can. We'll be in Florida, breathe as soon as we land. Bust down the door, it's me and more, now we in Wonderland. Soaking up the sun, forget the clock, we running where we can. Palm trees in the distance with the sun coming down. Sit back, relax, while we with the foreign all over town. I'm singing, you got me gone, gone, gone. Your heart's where I belong. A decade later.
What do you think? It don't sound bad, right? It sounds really, really good. All the processing on this, and I say all the processing make it sound simpler than it is, but it really is. I threw an Xvox Pro on here. I just got the Pro Edition. I have had the Xvox plugin for a while. I want to say since it came out, but I could be completely wrong. But the compression, I'll just play it real quick so you can see the values on, what's going on here.
You set the stage, you was onto something. Soon as I lock eyes with you, I see the ocean view, I knew I was onto something.
I'm in my home studio. I have 2 kids. They're 5-year-old twins. They run, they watch shows, they play games. I got a door on this side. I got a door on this side. There's a hallway. There's a living room. So my house is not a perfectly silent house. So I do have to have a gate. But the gate in this is amazing. The compression, like I said, doesn't even hit 3 dB.
You set the stage, you was onto something. Soon as I locked eyes with you, I see the ocean view, I knew I was onto something. I got the foreign whip, I need you in as soon as you can. We'll be in Florida, breathe as soon as we land. Bust down the door, it's me and more, now we in Wonderland. Soaking up the sun, forget the clock, we running where we can.
3 to 4 decibels max DS. And then as far as the EQ, it's a 3-band, so I'm not like the biggest fan of this EQ. And these are both going to be pretty much the same on both. The low, I have what, 9%, -3%, and -2%. So I've actually turned all of them down. There is no real boosting. And then I've cut off the low end here. Reverb, crystal reverb, barely. Sound effects, I love the pitch widener, and then the enhancer. This plugin does simplify things, though I don't know exactly what it's doing on the back end, how it's emulating what, but it does the job great. I love it. I use it. And then I threw it through the R compressor. The R compressor, let's check it out.
You set the stage, you was onto something. Soon as I locked eyes with you, I see the ocean view, I knew I was onto something. I got the foreign whip, I need you in as soon as you can. We'll be in Florida, breathe as soon as we land. Bust down the door, it's me and more.
Amazing, with a makeup gain of 1.5. So processing is minimal. Now, without further ado, let's check out the 800. Now you tell me which one you like best. I'll play them back to back afterwards. Here's the 800.
You set the stage, you was onto something. Soon as I lock eyes with you, I see the ocean views, I knew I was onto something. I got the foreign whip, I need you in as soon as you can. We'll be in Florida, breathe as soon as we land. Bust down the doors, me and more, now we in Wonderland. Soak up the sun, forget the clock, we running where we can. Palm trees in the distance with the sun coming down. Sit back, relax while we whip the foreign all over town. I'm singing, you got me gone, gone, gone. Your heart's where I belong. A decade later.
So there's the 800. Now, both of these do go through a summing track. So my friend put me onto this compressor, the Magic Death Eye compressor. Again, let's look at the compression value.
You set the stage, you was onto something. Soon as I lock eyes with you, I see the ocean views, I knew I was onto something. I got the foreign.
Smooth. -2 is where it's sitting. I love Soothe. I have this on a harsh Vox start, which it's never harsh, but I just love, I feel like Soothe gives like some sort of like interesting like saturation aspect that I really like. There's probably a compressor or some sort of EQ or like a tape emulation maybe that like would bring the saturation I like out of Soothe, but Soothe is just simple. I've had it, I love it, it works. And then going to my crazy EQ in Pro Q3, when I was working on 87s primarily, this EQ was always way all over the place, especially in the low mids. I was correcting things dynamically. I was boosting things, controlling the mid bands and side channels and having to side chain, to instrumental. And I'm sure, again, you could do this with these mics too, and I'm sure you could get so much better. But I love this like just rawness and this realness of just getting your performance right, and feeding into the mic and the mic quality. Which profile do you want? And that's where I picked the 800 for the final when I saved it down. But here's the EQ. Again, I'll turn it off.
You set the stage, you was onto something. Soon as I lock eyes with you, I see the ocean views, I knew I was onto something. I got the phone. You set the stage, you was onto something. Soon as I lock eyes with you, I see the ocean views, I knew I was onto something. I got the.
Not that big a difference, so it doesn't require a lot. I then send the whole summing channel into just an Xvox space to just get one last little reverb. I have it under the retro, and I just timed it up to what I thought sounded right. I know a lot of people use those calculators. I've never used them. I don't think music should always be this calculation and book item. I think art is art, and what sounds good is good. So my mouse just died. I don't know if you've seen that notification. So I do have to wrap this video up. I have to somehow charge my mouse and then end everything else with this. So let me know what your thoughts are. Do you like the 251 on this, or do you like the 800? Both, and why? What do you like about it? The way I explain it, again, I'm taking the whole car thing out of the how I was explaining it. The 251 has a mid drive that I actually really, really like. That's something I always loved about the 87s, and I'd always say the 87's like my mic for my voice. My voice is a very like flat. There's not like this like really harsh like mid bump in it. And so like when I record on the 251, I immediately am like, oh my gosh, I love this. Like I love the sound. It puts my vocals right where I need it. And then I go to the 800. I also think the same thing, but now it's a whole different thing. Even though it's not pushing the mids as much, the highs sound really good. The low end and the body and the width, I feel like, is like just all there, which again, it's making my voice sound a lot bigger than it is. So really, it's just going to be like that texture. What exactly is the vibe of the song? The vocalist could completely change this. If I had a super airy vocal, this 251 might be really good for that, because it is more mid and a little less air, I feel, at least for my studio. So let me know what you think. Hopefully this helps a little bit more. With the breakdown, you can see it's compression and reverb mostly. And so you get a little bit more of that texture of what it would be for you. You know, I'm not doing anything crazy for this track. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
This is that incredible sound.
Let's go.